Damien, so where can I buy bulk items to sell on Amazon? This is a question that I got about a month ago, believe it or not, from a food entrepreneur that was selling food online that actually started his e-commerce food business. But he had watched a handful of my other videos, but I do talk about a lot of my other sources of income. I've got 2 other stores on eBay. I do also sell on Etsy, and I do have a variety of other stores that actually bring in income that are not related to food businesses or just other products that we do sell. And of course, as you may or may not know, we offer a snack, we have a candy and snack business, and we offer dozens and dozens, actually a couple hundred different products that we make in our candy and snack business that we sell online. So we've been on Amazon for about 8.5 years now. We have a multitude of products that are actually in the top 20, top 50, and top 100 of the best sellers in those respected food categories. But I also dabble in a lot of other products that we do online because over 12 years, I've learned quite a bit from being online. So that's a great question. And I wanted to dive into 10 different sources where you can buy bulk items to sell on Amazon. So in this podcast, I'll upload this also. I'll get this onto our YouTube channel as well to help all of you guys out. If you're new or if you're a beginner to e-commerce, sorry about that. If you're a beginner to e-commerce, this is going to be really informative to let you know a little bit more about Amazon. Obviously, you're experienced at this. You may already be making a lot of money doing the 10 things sourcing the way that I'm about to get into right now. You may be very familiar with these processes already. But if you're not and you're a beginner, definitely hit the subscribe button. We've got nearly 1,000 videos on our channel, bringing you a ton of resources. And by the way, we're launching a brand new channel. It'll be our 3rd channel, and it's going to be all about e-commerce, and it's going to be called I Am Ecom. And we're super excited. We'll be launching that website very soon. It's going to be nothing but strictly e-commerce tips and pointers from our 12 years of experience, me and my wife being online. So let's dive right into it. Welcome, guys, if you're watching us on YouTube. And of course, you're hearing us on our podcast. Down below in the descriptions, we'll have links to all of our platforms that we have our podcast on. We're at over 50,000 downloads already of our podcast. And we thank you guys for that support. So number 1, retail arbitrage. So what is retail arbitrage and how does that work, Damon? So you want to sell a product on Amazon. You want to go to a retail store. And what you're going to look at the retail store, places like Ross, you can go to Marshall's, you can go to places like Walmart, even Target. You want to look for either discontinued, clearance items, or items that are highly, highly marked down. You can purchase that product. Once you own that product, you can do whatever you want to with it. And yes, you can simply resell it. You do not have to have any special type of licensing and such. But of course, if you're operating a business, you do need your business licenses. And of course, in your city or county, you need to abide by those rules and regulations. But there was a question that I got, a comment, actually about a couple years back, about a gentleman who purchased products and wanted to know, can I resell it? Do I have the right to resell it? Yes, you legally have the right to resell anything that you buy as long as you do not tamper with it, change it or manipulate it, then put it back in the box and resell it. It cannot be opened, it cannot be manipulated or changed, but the product can be resold at whatever you choose to sell it at, okay? So retail arbitrage is a great way to build up another type of business aside from selling food business and products that we talk about here on Marketing Food. But you can simply purchase a product at a very, very low cost. A lot of times you want to look for the seasonality, the seasons. As seasons change, like near the end of back to school, near the end of fall season, even near the end of Christmas, stores are loaded and flooded with physical product. You're going to want to get those. I worked in retail for about 22, 23 years before I even did this. I was a supervisor for Target and also worked at public supermarkets for about 12 years and was at Target for nearly a decade. So we used to mark down products that we had on hand. And the longer that we had them in duration, the longer that we actually had them in the store, the more it would go down. If you go into about a week to 2 weeks after Christmas, we start marking down products the day after Christmas. But if there's anything left, it starts going 50%, 75%, and even more. We actually had some products that used to go at 90%. I'm not kidding you. 90% off where they just wanted to get rid of it because they just had too much of it. That's retail arbitrage. You take that product, go on Amazon, or actually even eBay or Etsy even. You can even go on there and flip it, and you make a margin, okay? Number 2 is online arbitrage. So same concept, but if you go onto websites online, you can actually get discounted and clearanced items in bulk, buy a couple hundred units of something, whatever that product is, have it shipped to you, and you get it for next to nothing. Remember, even warehouses online that do the fulfillment for Target, Walmart, and all these other retailers, you have to understand they have a huge amount of physical product, but they have a very limited amount of actual space in the warehouses and their stores. And when that happens, they will start marking things down just to push it and get it out of it because they don't have space for it. So online arbitrage is the same methodology. It's the same thing as retail arbitrage, but you're more or less clicking a couple buttons and then getting it delivered to you. Number 3, drop shipping. This is a kind of not, it's an interesting topic. Some people are saying that drop shipping is kind of dead and it doesn't work anymore and You can't make much money at it because it's so saturated. Other people are saying they're rolling in dough. They're making money left and right. You need to just make up your mind for this one. Drop shipping is the idea of buying a product, shipping it to a customer from a retailer when they purchase it from the retailer, and then you have it shipped by the retailer itself. For instance, you go to Amazon, you sell dry erase markers. Okay, so you sell a whole pack of dry erase markers, and then you buy it from the retailer once this order is placed, and it gets shipped to the customer. So you have no inventory. You do not maintain anything inventory-wise. The actual shipping of the process goes from the actual retailer you're buying it from to the customer, and that is a really simplistic version of how drop shipping works. I've actually tried drop shipping on a couple of things. It's just not our thing. I'm not a big fan of it. I like to rather just have the product, and then with our snack and candy business, we actually make the product, so we just make it to order. That's not something that we really are looking into. But I tried it, and I'm pretty familiar with how it works. It's just not something that I personally do myself. Number 4, wholesale. Basically buying volume of products from a manufacturer or even a retailer, buying it in bulk from them in wholesale pricing, which is normally about 30 or 40% below the retail margin, so you can have a really decent margin on that. And then you basically have that, and you're going to inventory that. You're going to have that inside a facility or in your warehouse somewhere. You buy it, you fill up your warehouse, and you sell the product. You're buying, though, at wholesale pricing. Number 5, private labeling. This is actually really cool, very interesting. It takes a little bit of work, actually quite a bit of work up front to understand what the product is and to get a manufacturer to make it for you and put your label. But just speaking from my own experience in the food industry, there's dozens of suppliers that I'm very familiar with, that I've worked with before, who sell hot sauces that are private labeled, trail mixes and snacks that are private labeled, barbecue sauces, marinades, anything like that are also private labeled. They'll put your label on it, ship it to you, and you just sell it. It's very, very simple. Private labeling is pretty cool, and I'm very familiar with the food side of it. We haven't manufactured just yet anything that's on the other type that's not consumable. Number 6 is B2B. So this would actually be business to business is what this is known as. So if I was Damien's electronic supply and I went to a company that manufactured electronics, I purchased directly from them, and then from there, I sold it online. Now, a good source for this is actually would be considered a good example was Alibaba. You can actually go and you can get businesses that are all over the planet. I think there's like 190 countries. It's insane. That are on Alibaba. You buy the product as a business and you sell it. And that's a pretty simplistic version as well. So if you're looking to figure out where to buy items in bulk and sell them on Amazon, that is also something that you can look at. Alibaba has an almost infinite amount of products. It's mind-boggling. Number 7, thrift stores or even auction sites. So thrift stores would be like a Goodwill. You could go to a local independently owned thrift stores where they just resell donated products. A lot of times they're dirt cheap. They're very inexpensive, and you can flip them. And as a matter of fact, this I have done and I still do today as an extra side gig on eBay. We have a local Goodwill near us here, and we always go in there. We find coffee mugs. We find collectible figurines. We find even toys, some of them that are still in their package, and we resell those, and books. You would be shocked to know how much some of the books at Goodwill, some of the first edition books, comic books, things that they get in, it's crazy. So you can actually buy those products and flip them on eBay, Etsy, or even Amazon, as a matter of fact. And those are things you might want to look at as well. Now, number 7 and number 8. So I said auction sites on 7, right? So number 8 brings me to eBay, auction site. So you could buy large bulk quantities of product on eBay and then break them down and sell them either as individual units or just 1 or 2 in a pair. They're also considered, you look for the word lots, L-O-T-S. eBay, it would be a listing that says lots, like a book lot or a toy lot, and so on and so on. So they have really enormous amounts of this product in one single transaction. You take that, break it down, and resell it. Another great source of additional income. Number 9, make your own products. Now, this is what we actually do, so I know I'm pretty familiar with this. Make sure, though, if you're making a product, you follow all the guidelines for the labeling of the product and making sure that it's safe, whatever it may be, whatever that product is. I deal with food, so there's FDA regulations we have to abide by for the labeling of the food products, nutritional analysis, and so on and so on. Okay? So making your own product, though, there's a lot better margins in that in some cases, depending on the type of product that you're making. So you might want to just do it yourself. Okay? That would be none of the above, and you just create something. That can be pretty exciting and pretty fun. We've done quite a few different products. And they've done pretty well. We've actually said we've had a handful of them. Our chocolate pretzels, we have 4 or 5 spots in the top 25 on Amazon as of today. So those are really, really cool. Number 10, buy on Amazon and resell on Amazon. Believe it or not, there are huge lots as well in bulk products that you can actually buy on Amazon, get it, break it down, and then resell that. Okay, individual units, individual products. But yeah, these would be the top 10 where can I buy bulk items to sell on Amazon concepts. These business models have been working for quite a few people for nearly a decade now. So I would definitely check them out. I mean, maybe even one or two of these would be good for you as an additional income on the side. If you're working on a food business and such, if you're excited about just the idea of e-commerce, definitely check out one of these 10, okay? So if you have any questions about this, please let us know down below, and I'll get to them as soon as I can, and I'm really excited. I'll let you know when our channel is completely launched and ready to go. It's gonna be literally nothing more than e-commerce, just tons of e-commerce resources for every platform, eBay, Amazon, and Etsy. We're putting together a lot of content, and we'll have that up and running. Of course, we'll include that in our podcast. So I'll see you guys on the next video.